Yes, Burkina Faso is extremely developing in a very fast pace. And thanks to the president, Ibrahim Traoré, Burkina Faso is one of the fastest growing economy. Burkina Faso, they don't pay tax. It's a tax-free nation. Burkina Faso has given scholarships to students, like not even scholarship, like free education to students, pupils from primary school all the way to university. So Burkina Faso is like an ideal country now for anybody that wants to reshaping his or her country. Yeah, Burkina Faso should be seen as a role model. So Burkina Faso is kind of modeling the ideal country, a country that lives and properties are protected, a country that lives are nice, lives are okay, where you don't have to suffer, you don't have to pay tax, you don't have to pay for education, just get the education free of charge. So Ibrahim Traoré has lifted Burkina Faso all the way up thanks to his brave taking over of the government in 2022. Of course, you will agree with me that in 2022, Ibrahim Traoré toppled the government, the civilian government of Burkina Faso, because of the constant exploitation of the French people. I mean, France. So, France was always exploiting the natural resources of Burkina Faso. And Burkina Faso was impoverished while their natural resources were used to develop France. So it was a problem to the Burkina Faso people. That was why Ibrahim Traoré came on and said, okay, these people, they are not doing us any good. And the civilian government is playing to their tune. Of course, the civilian government will play to their tune because when elections are conducted, allegedly, the France people would have to rig the election in order for a person they like or a person that will be loyal to them to win. So, because they know that if a person that is not loyal to them wins, it becomes a problem for them. They would not be able to exploit the people, they would not be able to take away natural resources to develop their country. But this one now caught them unawares because in 2022, Ibrahim Traoré came on and removed the civilian government. And what was the first thing he did when he entered the power? He removed the problem. What was the problem? French people, France. He expelled them from Burkina Faso, told them to go back to their country. They should stop exploiting the people. They stop taking natural resources. That if they want natural resources, they should pay for them. Of course, France left the country and he has been enjoying the natural resources. Not he, actually. The country has been enjoying that singular decision he took, removing the French people from Burkina Faso and taking all the natural resources for the benefit of the Burkina Faso people. And it was because of the French people living and the natural resources being used for the good of the Burkina Faso people. That is why you can now see all these giant skies, all these beautiful things that the Burkina Faso people are enjoying. If the French people were there in the country, they would not even see the natural resources that they would want to use to build infrastructure, to build schools, give free education, to let it be that the Burkina Faso people don't pay tax and all that. So, however, of course, because the West, when I mean the West, I mean Europe, US, because the West, they like to exploit weaker countries. And because, of course, since the French people have been expelled from this country, it becomes imperative that they will not be enjoying what they have been enjoying for free, taking away the natural resources for free and all that. So they are not happy. They are not happy. So what are they trying to do? They are trying to remove or eliminate this president, just like they did to Thomas Sankara, just like they did to Muhammad Gaddafi. These people, they don't want Africa to be self-sufficient. I mean the West and the West. Not really that they don't want Africa to be self-sufficient, but they know that if Africa is self-sufficient, the wealth of the world is in Africa, and Africa would be like the richest continent in the world. So they just know that if Africa becomes self-sufficient and if all of them if they cannot control Africa, it's possible for Africa to control the world. So it's understandable why they are angry. And of course, because of that anger, they have eliminated Muhammad Gaddafi, because Muhammad Gaddafi wanted to take back Africa. He had the spirit of Pan-Africanism. Libya was a very respected country. Libya was very okay. Libya was one of the best countries in Africa at the time that Gaddafi was the president. Gaddafi hated anything neocolonialism. He hated anything West, any policy that would be against the average Libyan. He hated it. Now, what did the Westerners do? The Westerners, first of all, just like Idi Amin said, listen to what Idi Amin said.
This is the point which I wanted to bring to your attention. And therefore, with this particular, there is the movement. Therefore, they make news in their news media. Before you can be assassinated, they can focus from the world opinion that you are murderer, you are this, you are this, you are this. But they wanted to draw the attention of the world that you are very bad while they have already planned everything. But God is there with us.
Just like what Idi Amin said, the Westerners would first of all paint your name black. They would make everybody to see you as a bad person, and they will now go in and eliminate you. So when they eliminate you, they're eliminating you as though they are eliminating a bad person, so that they would not be found, so that it would not be as if they killed somebody. It would not be as if they eliminated somebody that everybody likes. You understand? Because it will be hard for you to come and say you're buying somebody that is loved by the people. You will not even get the chance to do that. So first of all, they will try to make everybody to hate you. And when everybody hates you, they will now come as if they are coming to save you and now eliminate that person. That was what they did with Muammar Gaddafi. And go and ask them in Libya how it has been since they eliminated Muammar Gaddafi. From then till now, how has things panned out? Now that it is under US control, sort of, it's a big problem for them. They are regretting now why they even eliminated Muammar Gaddafi. And it is the problem of an African man. An average African man, even the Westerners know this. An average African man will betray his brother just for money, just for food. They know this. They know that an average African is corrupt. That is why I am now afraid for Ibrahim Traoré, because he has survived like 18 attempts on his life. He has survived 18 assassinations. And you cannot tell me that these assassinations are not planned by the Westerners. Of course, they have already started giving Ibrahim Traoré a bad name, just like they did Muammar Gaddafi. If you challenge them, and when I mean challenge them, if you stop them from collecting your natural resources, if you become their enemy. You can ask Thomas Sankara of the same Burkina Faso. If you don't take in their policy, if you're not loyal to them, you become their enemy. So now they are trying to paint Ibrahim Traoré bad, and they are using a black general from US, Michael Lansley, something like that, who has said that Ibrahim Traoré is using the gold in Burkina Faso to protect himself instead of protect people that lead.
Corruption and bribery go on with regard to the Belt and Road.
Absolutely, Chairman. I see this, and I don't mind calling them out, but Captain Traoré and Burkina Faso, as they know that both, whether it's their gold reserves, that is all those proceeds are just in exchange to protect the junta regime.
So that I now ask, what is not the business of US in somebody's good? My country, this is my good. Even if I use it to bath, it is not your business. Go and face your country problem. You are not colonizing Burkina Faso so that you now say, okay, because you are colonizing the country, then you have control over the country. You're not colonizing them. What is your business with how they use their natural resources? In fact, let me even tell you, he is actually using the natural resources very well. Why not come to Nigeria that the people are using the natural resources actually to enrich themselves? You've not said anything about that because they play to your tune. But because this one does not play to your tune, he's now using the gold to protect them. Go to Burkina Faso and see what he's doing there. How he has made life easy for people. Then know whether he's using the gold to protect himself or he's using it for the better good of the greater society. Now, this is from the US angle. They are trying to paint him a bad name so that you know how they do it normally, so that they will now go in and eliminate it, so that people will hate him. But I'm urging African. Burkina Faso is doing well now because of the decisions Ibrahim Traoré has taken. So I urge the Burkina Faso people and African people at large to rally around him, rally around Ibrahim Traoré. Do not allow them to mess with your mind. Do not take what the Western media is feeding you. They've been doing it. They did it before, Muammar Gaddafi, which I've explained. They've done it again, Thomas Sankara of the same Burkina Faso. They've also done it to Patrice Lumumba of Congo, where they put his body in acid, and the only thing that was recovered from his whole body was his tooth that was given to his family. If you are a Pan-Africanist, they do not like you. They don't want anything that would be beneficial to Africa and African people at large, because they know that if you are self-sufficient, they are gone. The wealth of the world come largely from Africa, and they need to control you so that they will be rich. So far, Ibrahim Traoré has survived like 18 attempts on his life, assassination. 18. And you cannot tell me that it's not from the West. This is one thing I'm now afraid for Ibrahim Traoré, because the Westerners see us as corrupt. They know that if you give an African man food, he can do anything. So I'm afraid they will probably betray him just because of some money given by the Westerners. Like I said, the game of the West is to give you a bad name, then let people hate you, then they will now come against you. They've already started it. Watch the protests that happened in France.
Traoré, arrête de faire des agressions contre les populations civiles qui n'ont rien demandé, qui ne savent même pas où se trouve la capitale du Burkina Faso, à savoir Ouagadougou. Donc c'est des gens qui vivent dans des villages, qui ne connaissent rien de la vie politique. Les djihadistes civils, ils s'occupent des villages, ils les obligent à s'habiller en bouton.
So you see, Africans must come together. We must protect our own. The West has deceived us for so long, and we cannot continue to be their puppets. What do you think about this news? I'll be in the comment section with you. Please do well to like and subscribe. Thank you very much.